Fully autonomous vehicles. I'd like to talk about that as it's a very relevant topic to me right now. I just had my driver's license last month. So I'm learning to drive. I think about traffic a lot, and this is very interesting. So when we talk about self-driving cars, we always talk about safety a lot. We're worried. We don't really trust this kind of technology. We want it to be perfect before we actually start to use it in real world. But luckily, we also see the potential as almost all traffic accidents are caused by human error. And the skills you need for safe driving are the ones where AI can really be much better than humans. Uh, Observational skills are very important. These cars have like 360-degree view of their surroundings. They can detect everything on the behind as well. They have a better eyesight. They can see further with their radar, and they can detect movement much better than the human eye. They're also not so prone to mistakes or like distractions like falling asleep or getting a seizure or just not paying attention. They follow the rules, so no need to worry about drunk driving or speeding or running red lights. And also, they don't have emotions, so there's no road rage or anything like this. So it sounds very, very, very good. And it sounds like this can actually be a safe option to human drivers. And as far as I know, some of the leading companies claim that they already have or their cars already are better drivers and safer drivers than the average human driver. And this is really, really interesting because if this is true, we should really get this technology out there to collect more data and to help people and also make the road safer to all. Of course, there are. I think the main issue here is that people are more forgiving when it comes to human error than this kind of machine error. So I'm absolutely sure that if we get one pedestrian death caused by this kind of self-driving car, it's going to cause much more uproar than 100 deaths from a drunk driver, which is really sad because we should only focus on the numbers and not our emotions about this technology. And also, there's some weird conversation always about the ethics. This is very common that we make these scenarios where the car needs to choose if it's going to run over an infant or a senior or something like this. And I think this is such a weird thing to think about at this stage because accidents such as that are so rare and so exceptional that it should not be a core thought when it comes to this technology. It should be more like enhancing and perfecting it when we already have the safe technology. As these cars can process information so much faster than humans, in almost all cases, it's enough that the AI hits the brakes. It can do it faster than human brain. It's several seconds that we save time, and that is almost always enough to prevent the collision instead of killing or choosing who to kill. So I don't like this conversation about ethics. I think it's a little bit pointless at this stage. Especially like besides safety, there's so many more things that or how this technology can improve human lives. These cars can communicate with each other pretty well if we have many of them on the road, and if we take this thought even further, that we have a nice network of these cars, they could be used kind of like self-driving taxis, and less people would need to have their own vehicle. So we would have more parking spots and more accessible transportation for elderly and blind people or disabled people. It's really, really good. And also this could cut the costs for transportation of goods, which would then benefit basically all industries and businesses in some level. Of course, there are still some concerns. One thing I thought about is that does this affect how the pedestrians and cyclists behave? Will they become more reckless or passive when they know that the cars always follow the rules and they always stop? I don't know. And also, of course, this technology is expensive. It still requires good infrastructure and also kind of stable weather conditions. So it's not ready to go everywhere in the world, and it won't be accessible to everybody, especially in the poorer countries or in developing countries in a long time yet. But I see such a great potential in here, and I really, really hope that my brand new driver's license becomes completely obsolete in the next 10 years.